Let me show you my engine, and then I'm gonna get to some complicated explanation about something. We're taking baby steps. I want to show every little detail that I change, and the moment people want a game of some kind, why not? Why not give it to you guys? Still 35 FPS. I probably will do an optimization because you need more of those if you're not at 60. But basically, I can place blocks. In fact, I place two at a time sometimes, or most of the times. Well, sometimes, apparently. Sometimes. So, I'll fix that. And I can remove blocks too. If you know, these blocks are slightly bigger. Wow, look at that. And from here, I said, bam, bam. Get out of here, tree. No more. But unfortunately, they do respawn. Everything respawns. Why it respawns? Because I respawn everything all the time. The moment your camera reloads the worlds, it's a lot easier to just respawn everything. For now. Of course, it makes no fucking sense. But for now, that's what I do. It does look a little weird in places. Trust me, guys. Just because you see some flickering, that is very little amount of flickering. Considering the achievement of putting fucking tons and tons of objects on the screen all at the same time, so. And I changed one fundamental thing, but let me just place a bunch of blocks, because in the future, I will make an editor where you just grab the code of whatever you just placed, whatever you created in the world, you grab the code of that thing, and now I can replicate it. Like, if I build a tree, I will replicate the same tree a bunch of places. So I have a bunch of templates of different objects that I can populate the world with. It's pretty simple, right? Pretty simple idea for an editor. And once I have that, I can start building things and, again, place them, randomly generate them all over the place. And create all kinds of terrains, I guess. It's always a question, like, what is the direction? And in 3D environments, the direction is like fucking nowhere, to be honest. I haven't even decided what game I want to make with this yet. For now, again, it's like just fly around, pick up some fucking items or whatever, pick up coins, and it's a spiritual activity, right? It's like pick up Slenderman toilet paper, you know, like it is what it is. Just walk around, find different things, and basically gets fucking weirder and weirder. You get weirder and weirder things spawning. Like, that alone is technically a game. I have to think small, and I have to make bunch of games because this is a fucking engine. It's not a fucking Minecraft, okay? Even though Minecraft turned into a game engine, it never meant to resemble anything in particular. Just like it's a nice playground, right? So yeah, finally I can just create a cavity in the tree. Just cut the tree down. Easy. And it does feel like there's a grid for the tree, but overall, there is a grid. Absolutely. Why would I not have one? It's just like the elevation doesn't feel like a grid. Alright, the elevation of the blocks is definitely smooth. And it works. Something works, I'm not gonna change that. See, an important thing for me to escape grid, but there's one consequence. And why it's actually difficult to have objects, like trees, but I solved the issue. Everything is spawned through GPU, basically. And let's say I take some memory. I used to split that memory into chunks. So I kind of split it like this. But that's a grid, and we don't like grids. So instead, I kind of sliced it into lines. lines only because GPU likes threading through these lines. Right, so there's 64 lines to thread through, right? And I needed like a fucking eyeball in there. An eyeball. This is how you're gonna spawn objects, guys. So an eyeball tracks of like how much empty space I have in each line. This is storage for the objects. In Minecraft, the storage is the world, right? The world is the storage. In my world, you can cram everything in one place potentially and get away with it, you know? Cram a bunch of objects in one place. Fuck it. So how do I do it when I can't use the world as a storage? I use these lines as a storage, and if I want to add a tree, I take the empty space. First of all, the terrain spawns, right? And the terrain is generally equal in a lot of cases, and does take a lot of space, by the way, I imagine. Like the way I calculate it. I give myself 1 million object capacity, and I probably use 50% of it, if not more. If not all of it, maybe? I don't even know. Because when I'm placing blocks, they disappear. Which is kind of scary, actually. I might be fucking in the limit. Then I place trees. And the way I place trees is the eyeball keeps track of where the empty space is. It's kind of like a list. It's resembling a list. And it takes one by one free space, and establishes a tree, and then seeks for the next empty space. If I delete a tree, it should also bring back all these objects. If I delete terrain, it should bring back all the empty spaces as well. So it has to keep track and link them all together. This is how lists usually work. So now it's tracking this thing because it has empty space in there. Oh, and links, they don't cost me much, but I still have to link the entire tree together as well. Unfortunately. I could just say to myself, oh, like, this is the start of the tree and the end of the tree, but nope. Because the tree can be here and here. It can occupy empty space. It should hurt your brain. But this is simply how lists work. Lists are superior to arrays, my friends. Because you can easily access the empty space. You can easily insert objects. This is a tree spread out, but it's linked together. So when I want to remove a tree entirely, I can remove the tree. I can remove the instance of a tree, even though it's made out of other objects. It still recognizes its holistic nature, bro. And I can remove the entire tree without worrying. I didn't show the ability to do it, but trust me, guys, I have it. Slowly and I don't want to overwork, guys. I don't want to overwork. Alright, so, yeah, we have this new model of basically storage. Up to this point, I just use chunks, and if the chunk runs out of stuff, I simply refuse to render a tree. You know? Like, I need to render this much of a tree. Fuck it. Let's not render that tree anymore. But now I can render as many objects as I want to, as long as I don't run out of them in a line. In order to not run out of objects in a line, I will just shift empty space. Like, if this has more empty space than this, then I'm gonna fucking send it over there. Just send it across lines. Equalize a little bit. Every frame equalize. And there's gonna be plenty of empty space for objects, basically, to spawn. And again, because it's threaded by 64, it's just very fast whenever you spawn stuff. Chunk spawning is not very fast. 64 is still actually a low number, by the way. You would want, like, really, really big stuff. Maybe multiply this, like, by 1,000, and then my chunks spawn smoothly, even though I'm reloading the entire fucking world. But obviously the next update, at some point, like, I have to pick my wins, my lazy wins, because breaking through shit like this is already hard enough. To cram this into my head of like how lists work and actually create one myself. And yes, placing blocks and removing blocks is not a big achievement. It wasn't. It's just, I'm taking baby steps. One thing I will be able to do is place blocks across the entire screen. As I used to be able to do that. I want to see how it fucking looks like when I do that. But I won't be able to see it if it reloads. Stinker. If I locked the chunk in place, I would be able to like fly through the blocks and create holes while I fly through them or something. There's so much possibility. You can basically type in some stupid comment and it's probably one of the possibilities basically of what my engine can do, and most other engines can't. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's different, guys. Like, I can build thousands and thousands of blocks in a second. I can build any structures in just fucking frames, bro. And the moment we have a consensus of what is the best thing to do for my engine, then it's gonna happen. See you guys next.